There are no wolves in the state of Texas. They're extinct. They all have been hunted down. The St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary started 11 years ago in Montgomery, Texas by the Lefebvre family, Jean Lefebvre, who is an animal lover.
Well, my life isn't dedicated solely to wolves. My life is dedicated to whatever work is put in front of me. I wasn't expecting a wolf, but one came in. They to me are miraculous animals.
It all started out with Mystery, a wolf that was injured and needed a home. We have 13 or 14 wolves now. They all have enclosures. There are usually 2 wolves per enclosure. We have rescued and given them a home, love, and a permanent place for them until they die.
As you see, we've got a misting system. They have houses, they have beds, and so when people give a donation, it goes for that.
We have an amazing group of volunteers out here at St. Francis that come out every day of the week, 7 days a week.
When you come, the wolves will sing to you. They always greet you. Actually, what they're doing is communicating among themselves, telling the pack that somebody is coming and is approaching their area. As you get to know them and they know you, they know your scent. They know the sound of your car. And so really, in reality, they are saying, "Hi, how are you today? I'm glad to see you again."
Thank you. I gave you breakfast this morning, a long time ago. Yes. Yes, we heard you too.
I love wolves with all my heart. I like to say they own me. This is Duchess, and she's probably one of our oldest animals we have. She's somewhere between 14 and 16 years old, and she's an Alaskan. She's a long way from home. She's a beautiful girl. She's about 100 pounds. And this relationship took a long time to build. You can't just go up and pet any old wolf. There's a lot of time and trust that we put into caring for our animals. But we love them very much, and they know it, and they give it back to us too. If she's having a bad day, like we all do, we don't come in with her. We'll leave her alone. We follow a lot of safety procedures. In these jaws is 1,500 pounds per square inch of bite force. So she could do some serious damage if she wanted to, but she's a very loving girl, and I adore her. She's my favorite. Don't tell the others. We put her by herself in here. She's a lot more confident on her own. She's a natural Omega, so she would probably be picked on by any other wolf we put in with her. Wolves are extremely intelligent, extremely intuitive. A lot of times they know how we feel before we do. What we like to promote here is calmness and serenity, and they'll give that back to you. It's really beautiful.
This is Taylor. We call her the Grace Kelly of the wolf world because the way she moves, she puts one foot in front of the other, and she sort of nods her head and sort of as she walks past.
They're fed a diet of raw meat and bones, and we get all of their food donated to us by the Houston Food Bank, and they love their chicken necks and their chicken feet in the morning, and those come from Bones to Go in Houston. Most girls want to be out shopping or doing something girly. For me, I don't mind coming out here and sweating every day with them. It's more rewarding than any purse I could buy. I love being out here and getting affection from them, and to have that trust from a wild animal is incredible.
Come and tell me. We had a phone call, we get a lot of phone calls. They asked if they could bring their 13-year-old daughter because she was dying. Her parents called to say that she'd made a last wish, and it was to see a wolf. They came, so I took her and sat her on a tree stump in there. She sat down, and Rom came over very gently, put his paw in her lap. Then he took it off, then he rested his head in her lap while she stroked him. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. We have a lot of stories like that, and we have seen miracles work. I mean, I went to see a group of elderly people, and whereas before they were all like this, after they'd seen a couple of the wolves, they were all... And then I went over to one of them, held out my hand, she threw her arms around my neck, and then everybody started hugging everybody else. The wolves did it.
It gets in your soul. I cannot tell you how looking into the eyes of a wolf will just touch your soul, and you feel like you're just kind of like a butterfly, just whew. It's magical.
It's very humbling to be accepted by a wild animal that way.
Somebody asked what magic we use here for these animals, and I said it's 4 letters, love. I haven't had a vacation in 5 years because I could. I don't want to leave them. I love them.
Wolves are not the mean creature that people like to think that they are.
We have the story of Little Red Riding Hood, but I don't put too much trust in someone who doesn't know the difference between a wolf and her grandmother. I don't know whether the grandmother looks odd or whether the wolf looked odd, but it doesn't make any sense. And that's been misused and used to frighten people about wolves. Wolves will get away from you if they can. They very rarely attack, only if they're cornered. It's a little hard to be afraid of that, isn't it? We're putting love out into the world. I think that's what it's all about. We're adding a little more love and a little less fear, less hate, and more what can we do to make it better. But they're not vicious animals, are we? Listen more, talk less, love all, and do your best.